So guys, this morning, a big news story has broken involving a couple of Scottish lads over in Spain. So, in a horrifying act of gangland violence that's stunned Spain's expat community and British holidaymakers alike, two of Scotland's most feared underworld figures were executed in cold blood outside a popular Irish bar on the sun-drenched Costa del Sol. Ross Monaghan and Eddie Lyons Jr., both senior members of the notorious Lyons crime family, were gunned down outside Monaghan's pub in Fuengirola on Spain's southern coast. The chilling ambush took place just meters from the Mediterranean shoreline, transforming a peaceful tourist hotspot into a scene of chaos, bloodshed and fear. The double murder, which sources confirm is the latest escalation in Scotland's increasingly international gangland war, unfolded just yesterday. Sources have stated that there were many people actually in the vicinity of when the shooting happened, and it's been described as a gangland hit. So, according to eyewitness accounts, a dark vehicle pulled up abruptly in front of the bar, Monaghan's, which is a busy pub popular with Scottish and Irish expats, and then a masked gunman leapt from the car and immediately opened fire, spraying bullets towards the bar's open terrace where Monaghan and Lyons were seated. Panicked customers dove for cover as the rapid gunshots echoed through the cobbled streets. The gunman fired multiple rounds in quick succession, striking Monaghan in the chest and Lyons in both the chest and abdomen. According to a statement from Spanish authorities, it's believed that both men collapsed almost instantaneously. The gunman then retreated to the waiting vehicle, which sped off through the narrow streets of Fuengirola. Emergency services arrived minutes later, but despite the efforts of paramedics, both victims were pronounced dead at the scene. So there's been some harrowing images also released with regards to the aftermath of the attack, showing a man believed to be Ross lying lifeless. There was a forensic tent in place, and the Guardia Civil had cordoned off the area, securing the crime scene and attempting to calm distraught witnesses. There was another disturbing photo which captured paramedics and officers huddled around one of the bodies, which was covered in a white blanket. Nearby, stunned tourists were just looking as though they were visibly shaken by the sudden eruption of violence. So, both men killed in the attack were well known to law enforcement in the UK and were considered major players in the Glasgow's deadly underworld feud between the Lyons and Daniels crime clans, a bitter rivalry that has left trails of bodies, burnt out vehicles and grieving families in its wakes. Ross Monaghan, who's 40, has been long associated with the upper echelons of the Lyons organisation. In 2012, he was acquitted of the murder of Kevin Gerbil Carroll, a feared enforcer for the rival Daniels crew. Carroll had been shot multiple times in a ruthless daylight hit in the car park of an Asda supermarket in 2010, an execution that sent shockwaves to the UK's criminal landscape. Although Monaghan was cleared of involvement in the killing, police have long suspected he remained deeply entrenched in this gangland world. His relocation to the Costa del Sol in 2017 followed a failed attempt of his life outside a Glasgow primary school where he was shot but survived. Fearing for his safety, he fled to Spain and established Monaghan's Irish bar in Fuengirola, attempting to blend into the local community. Eddie Lyons Jr., another long-standing member of the Lyons clan, had also been at the heart of numerous violent disputes. In 2017, he and Monaghan were charged with a vicious street attack on 3 men outside the Campsie bar in Bishopbriggs, an assault so brutal that one of the victims was left with an ear hanging off. However, the case collapsed after just 2 days of evidence when prosecutors withdrew the charges. So the killings are believed to be part of a spiralling gang war that has now extended beyond Glasgow's housing schemes and into the international territory. The conflict, which flared up in March, is believed to have been triggered by the theft of a shipment of coke allegedly stolen from the syndicate of Dubai-based crime boss Ross McGill, who's also known as Mr. Big. McGill, a shadowy figure with alleged links to major international cartels, is said to have launched a brutal campaign of retaliation after the drugs were lifted by associates of the jailed Edinburgh drug baron Mark Richardson. The theft plunged several Scottish factions, including the Lyons and Daniels clans, into open conflict. Enforcing McGill's orders is a chilling and highly secretive paramilitary-style group known as Tamo Junto, whose members are said to operate with military precision and extreme ruthlessness. TMJ have been linked to a wave of attacks, shootings, and intimidation targeting homes and businesses connecting to rival gang members across the UK. Early reports from various media outlets have suggested that the Dubai-based cartel bosses had intervened in an attempt to broker a ceasefire, concerning that the escalating violence was attracted unwanted international attention. However, this Tamo Junto quickly quashed any suggestions of a truce, publicly vowing to press on with a campaign of vengeance. The executions of Monaghan and Lyons Jnr. now appear to be part of a continuing purge. So Spanish police, working alongside UK law enforcement and organised crime agencies, have launched a full-scale investigation into the double homicide. Roadblocks were immediately established in and around Fuengirola, but so far no arrests have been made. Officers are scouring CCTV footage and local witness reports in the hope of identifying the mass shooter and his getaway driver. Spokesperson for Spain's Guardia Civil described the murders as targeted, professional and highly coordinating, adding that authorities believe the perpetrators were likely hired hitmen acting on orders from powerful criminal figures. Meanwhile, in Glasgow and Edinburgh, police are on high alert for retaliatory strikes. Underworld sources warn that the killings will not go unanswered, so could lead to a fresh wave of bloodshed on Scottish soil. Back in Fuengirola, the community is in shock. So the beachfront, which was once a symbol of laid-back Mediterranean charm, is now marred by memories of violence. Whether you go to Port Benus, go to Fuengirola, Marbella, Medina, it's getting proper rough out there. So tourists that are there who witnessed the attack have begun returning home. Their holidays cut short, while locals grapple with the fear that organised crime has once again reached their doorstep. A British expat said, "It's something like out of a gangster movie. We thought he was just another bar owner. No one knew he was mixed up in all that. Now people are afraid if it can happen to here, it can happen in the middle. What's next?" So as the sun sets over the Costa del Sol, questions remain unanswered. Who gave the order, who pulled the trigger, and how long before the next body drops in a gang war that shows no sign of ending? So guys, I just want to say rest in peace to the victims, and my condolences go out to their families. But this is a news story that broke yesterday. It's come out this morning, where two men from Scotland have been shot dead in front of people by, it seems as though, hired hitmen. Absolute madness, guys. So guys, this morning